Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope, and I have another video for y'all. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the 10 lies that women tell men, right? Now, I know in the title y'all see all women, but let me just put this disclaimer out there. Nothing ever applies to everybody. Nothing ever applies to all. But this is the majority of women. This is a lot of women, right? And it's not just based on me. It's based on not just my experiences, but also based on like the conversations that I have with women. I told you a lot of women confide in me, and they tell me like the stuff that they be doing and the lies and the deceit and all of that stuff, right? Because they trust me for some reason. So I'm just putting this out there, right, to let y'all know that a lot of women do be lying about this. And even though there's exception to this rule, the exception is not part of the rule, right? So we are always going to go with the majority and what most people are doing. Without further ado, let's get into it right now. So number one is that they don't care about money, right? You hear women say this sometimes when you first meet them. They be like, oh, I don't really care about the money. I don't mind holding it down. I don't mind doing this. I don't mind doing that. Like, you know, and a lot of times they take bums in with no drives, with no determination, with no this, with no that, right? In the hopes of maybe someday this dude gonna get it together, right? But I feel like a lot of times they don't say that in the beginning. So they just, because they come off and they might say, I don't really care about money, right? But that's not necessarily true, because eventually they get tired of doing everything. They get tired of like babying you. They get tired of taking care of you. They get tired of doing all those things. So eventually it comes out. So it's one of the things that they say, I don't really care about money, but money is a necessity, and eventually they're gonna show that they really do care, like if that you come with some type of bread. Just like some men, a lot of men care about women, you know, coming up with some type of bread too. Number two, I'm only feminine for the right man. Yo, if I had a nickel for every time I heard a woman say this, right, it's just like, yo, I'll be rich, right? But yeah, femininity does not work like that. Just like masculinity does not work like that. Either you have femininity or you're lacking thereof. Just like for men, either you're masculine or you are lacking in your masculinity, right? The same thing applies to women. Like this whole idea or this whole thing that they tell men, like, oh, I'm only going to be feminine for the right man. It's like, it's absurd. It's not like some flick of the switch and you're going to be caring, nurturing, and doing all of these feminine things. No, it takes practice, right? It takes for you to be living in your femininity. And you hear these women all the time say, I never got the chance to live in my femininity. So if she never got the chance to live in that, how you think she's just going to flick a switch and be feminine all of a sudden? They telling themselves all the time. They're lying to you, bro. You know, so yeah, don't fall for the trick. At the end, it takes practice. It takes for you to be living in your femininity to be feminine. And if a woman never really lived in that femininity because she had to survive and she had to do whatever she had to do, it's going to be hard for her to be feminine. And I think a lot of our women don't understand this, right? Even if you're a boss and you got your own company and you got your own money and you're doing all of those things, when you come home to your man, you got to leave that boss shit outside of the house. You can't come home with the same way you treat your employees and treat your man that way. And a lot of women don't know how to do that. They don't know how to like leave the boss pants at home. They come home trying to boss their man around, trying to talk to them a certain way and trying to do all that masculine shit. So yeah, don't believe it, bro. Number three, you're the only guy that I'm seeing / talking to. Now, a lot of women will do this, right? They'll, you know, they'll lie to you. They'll be like, you're the only guy that I'm talking to, right? Come on. Women juggle men almost just as much as men juggle women. A lot of times people don't want to put all their eggs in one basket. So these sisters be entertaining and talking to multiple men. Women also monkey branch, right? Monkey branching is this. When a monkey is swinging on the vines, right? The monkey does not let go of one branch until he grabs another branch. That's the same thing women do. Women will hold on to a man who might be taking care of them, might be nice, the sex game might be good, or they might be entertaining them. And at the same time, she might be looking for the best suitor. She might be on the background texting, chatting, maybe even going on dates with other men. So they do this, they hold on to one man, and when they find a man that's better or a man that they feel like, you know, is an upgrade, they will let go of this man, and they'll grab the next branch, and then they'll let go of this man, right? And a lot of times when they realize this man is not really who they thought they was, they'll let go of that man and sometimes go back. So yeah, don't believe the hype. They always either talking to somebody or at the same time, they might even be going on other dates with other men. So don't believe the hype, brothers. Number four, I'm a good communicator. This is like cap. Women and men do not communicate the same, right? Men operate more logically, women operate more emotionally. A lot of times, because women can't communicate, they act out. You know what I'm saying? They act like children sometimes, right? They throw tantrums, they throw things around. They just do some of these things. That's why when we see men do the same thing, we say this is not characteristics of a man, right? Because this is just things that women do usually. So if a woman tells me she's a good communicator, a great communicator, I already know she's not. Because a lot of times, even when you get into conversations, right, when you have a recollection or when you go back to those conversations, they usually make up their own. They always make up their own scenario of what they heard. They always make up their own perception of what you were saying, even if you explain it to them. So we definitely don't communicate. Also, they struggle to listen, right? Because when they listening to us, they only hear the things that either angers them, right? Because again, it's about the emotions. So they only pick out things that they're gonna respond to, or they only pick out things that they attach their feeling or emotion to. So yeah, they definitely not the best communicators. Not saying that, again, there's exceptions to all of these rules that I'm saying, but for the most part, a lot of them are not good communicators, right? I said this, I gave an example about eating food. When you ask her, what do you want to eat? And they say, I don't really care. And then you get something, and then, but I don't really want, come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 5, size doesn't matter. Right? We hear this all the time. They lie about size doesn't matter, especially when they hit you with the, oh my God, it's just perfect. Bro, it's okay. A lot of women, they feel ashamed because I guess they get shamed for being size queens. Like if they say like, oh, I want the big boat, or I want the anaconda, or I want this. Like I feel like sometimes men shame them for wanting that. But I think because I think a lot of men are insecure about their penis size. So I feel like because they're insecure, they project and they shame women for wanting a bigger penis. And yeah, so I feel like sometimes that makes them lie about it. But women care about size, bro. Women care about size. If you sit there and you talk to women and you ask them, I'm telling you, women care about, don't believe the hype, bro. Now, she might say, like some women acknowledge that they don't need the biggest penis, right? But they definitely do care about size, bro. Don't ever listen and for a second think like, oh yeah, the women don't care. The women definitely care about size. If you even look at with the shit that they be talking about in them group chats, or the shit that they be talking about with their homegirls, and like, trust me, they care about size, bro. And for the brothers, you just gotta love what you got, bro. Like at the end of the day, if God didn't bless you that way or whatever, if you want to look at that as a blessing, right? If God didn't do certain things for you, at the end of the day, you gotta hold it down, bro. It is what it is. Like you notice that like a lot of these media, marketing, advertising, they cater to our insecurities. They cater to the insecurities of women. This is why women, get the surgeries and the makeup and all of this. And they cater to the insecurities of men. And a lot of times the insecurities of men is in their penis size, right? Or in their money. So what did they do? When you go to porn sites, you're always seeing that they're always trying to advertise penis enlargement pills. They're always trying to advertise, like penis pumps. They're always trying to advertise shit for your penis because they know you're insecure about it. So you just got to get over that insecurity. At the end of the day, if she wants the Titanic, she could go get that. Like, she doesn't have to be with you, brother, but you have to be secure in that, like, this is what I got, this is what I'm working with. You either gonna take it or leave it, and that's it, and just go about your business. Number six is, I want a man to be all about me. Now, I want a man to be all about me. This is a lie too, right? A lot of women will say they want a man to be all about them. They want to be smothered. They want to be this. They want to be X, Y, Z. But when they get that man, they get annoyed. They get tired of him. They get upset that, like, damn, he's always around me. He's always hounding me. He doesn't have a life of his own. He doesn't have no friends. He doesn't go out. I hear it all the time for women complain about that they man just be on them too much. So although they're saying they want this thing, when they get it, they can't deal with it. They can't stand it. It's annoying. They be trying to get away from it. So this is another lie that they say. Number 7, I want a guy that doesn't get women. This is another lie, right? They say they don't want the guy, or some girls, you even hear them say, I want an ugly man because I don't want all that attention. And again, that might be true. Most women, they like the fact that a man gets coochie. They like the fact that other women want their man. The same way that a man wants to feel like my woman is attractive and other men want my woman. It's a feeling of they conquer something. It's a feeling of I won the competition, because we be competing with each other. Men be competing with men, women be competing with women. So when a woman gets a man that other women want, right? She feels like she beat them. She feels like she conquered something. She feels like she won a competition, which is why a woman women like men who get other girls. She don't want to feel like she the only one that paid you attention. She don't want to feel like you don't, like, damn, I'm the only one that wanted this motherfucker. They don't want to feel like that. They want to feel like, yeah, like I won the race. Like, man, other girls won him and I got him. I got the ring. I got the kids. I got the this. I got the that. So that's another thing that they be lying about. Number 8, body count. See, women, they lie about their body count. A lot of times they get shamed when they have a lot of bodies, right? So, you know, it's one of the reasons why they lie about it. Another thing is this: women have this thing where it's like they feel like if you didn't make them come, they feel like if your penis wasn't big enough, they feel like whatever they feel like. I don't know what's the other criteria for them omitting or maybe disqualifying you, but they got this thing where like they feel like if you didn't meet the criteria, whatever criteria that they had, they would not count you as a body. You know what I'm saying? They were, and I literally have had conversations with women where we be talking about something, and then, you know, as we talking about certain things, they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this dude. Oh yeah, he don't really count though. They do shit like that, right? So they literally take dudes out of the they disqualify them out the bodies. I don't know how that shit really works, but what I heard is if they don't make them orgasm, or if the sex wasn't good, or if the penis wasn't right, like they just be like, yeah, he don't even really count. Another thing that they lie about is something came up. Now, a lot of times when a woman flop, when a woman, you know, she just not feeling it to go out on a date with you, or when she changed her mind, or maybe she has a better date that came up, you know, they're going to tell you something came up, right? Because, see, women are not good liars. The thing is, men don't really be paying attention like that, right? But if you really pay attention to women, they're not as smart as you think, like that they think they are. Like, if you really know how to probe and know what questions to ask and how to go about it, you could catch them in their lies too. So, but they do try to cover themselves up better, and a lot of times they think they cover themselves up better, but it's that they care more. Men don't really give a fuck. That's why they don't be covering their traces a lot. But women do care. They don't want to be shamed. They don't want to be called a hoe. So they cover up their tracks a little better than men. Men don't care about being called a hoe, right? They actually cherish it and they like it. They feel like it's something good. It's a badge of honor. But women care about being called a hoe, so they cover their tracks more. So they use the things like something came up because, like, for example, she tells you I got to go to a funeral, right? And weeks go by, and then you come back and ask her a question, like to probe, she's gonna fuck up. She's gonna get caught in her lie. So this is why when they lie about something, about not linking you, they say something came up. Because sometimes you might not even ask what the something is, right? So if you don't ask what the something is even better, because now they don't gotta extra lie and they don't gotta really fully remember exactly what they said, right? So they just say something came up. So that way it's very broad, you know, it's a vague lie. She doesn't really have to, you know what I'm saying, remember exactly what she said. So that's why when the chick told you something came up, sometimes you gotta ask her, like, so what's going on? Like, you know, they might try to throw, oh, it's a little privacy thing, I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah, she lying to you, bro. And the last thing is this: I am not in the mood. I am not in the mood. And you know, some people are gonna have problems with this because, you know, women be coming in here snooping around just to see what you're gonna say about them. But when they say I'm not in the mood, now again, there's exception to all of these. But let me tell you something. If you meet a woman and she is very sexual from the beginning, right? A lot of women are like that. A lot of women. I'm not saying all. A lot of women are sexual. You know, they break the touch barrier. They'll touch you first, letting you know, like, you could touch them. You know, they'll just do certain things. You could just tell, man. Come on, I'm trying to give y'all some game here. If you meet a woman and she's sexual, and especially in the beginning, y'all have a lot of sex, and she's really into it, and she's really into you, and you notice that this is her nature, and then out of nowhere, she just go cold. She just be like, oh, I'm not really into it. I'm not talking about like one time, like 2 times. I'm just saying like she just starts, she just be on a straight decline, right? And she's starting to say like, oh, you know, I'm not really into it. I'm not really like, you know, my sex drive ain't the same. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, bro, women are mental, especially when it comes to sex, right? And the first thing that a woman changes is her mental. Her mind, in her mind, you start to change about her. Before she even leaves physically, before you start seeing physical signs, it's mental. Her mind's already start changing about you. She either stops respecting you. She either stops like finding you attractive. She either like, just something changes in her mind about you, right? And when something in her mind changes, it's gonna change physically. So now she's not as wet for you. Now she's not even trying to really engage with you, especially if this woman has a type. If she has a type of man that she likes, right? She has a type and you are not that type, she's most likely fantasizing about her type. She's most likely thinking about somebody else. She's most likely you probably did something, or she probably doesn't see you in that same way that she did used to see you, or she probably doesn't respect you. So when she says, I'm just not in the mood, it's not she's just not in the mood. It's not that her drive is just low. And again, like I said, there's exceptions to this, but for the most part, it's something else, bro. She either fantasizing about somebody else, or she just don't think you're that dude anymore. So that's the end of the video. Let me know what y'all think in the description below. You know, let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know. I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other things out there. But let me know what y'all think. Am I bugging? Am I tripping? And what did I miss? Have y'all experienced some of these? And again, like I said, it might not apply to all women. Of course not. But I believe damn near all women would lie to you about one of these. I could damn near guarantee that all women would use at least one of these to lie to you about. And some women, if they have them all, if they got, listen, man, they check the box, you might as well just dip off. But let me know what y'all thoughts are, though. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.